Hi my dear children. So today we are going to learn about diseases, your second part of your food and health. So what is diseases? Now Raghavi, tell me, what is disease? Yes, of course, in Tamil it is called as noi, right? But you should know it to define it, right? So a disease is an abnormal condition in which our body does not function properly. So disease, what is disease? It's an abnormal condition in which our body does not function properly. So usually these diseases are associated with symptoms and signs, like you can get a headache, body ache, cold, fever. So usually the diseases are accompanied with the symptoms and the signs, right. So this diseases, it has been classified into two types. So this diseases can occur due to lack of nutrients in our body or in our diet, or it can occur due to infection of germs. So that is why diseases is classified into non-communicable diseases and communicable diseases. So non-communicable diseases. So NONCOMMUNICABLE, non-communicable diseases. So by the name itself we can understand it will not spread from one person to another. So this diseases occur due to lack of nutrients in our body or due to lack of nutrients in our diet that we eat, right. And the second type of disease is communicable disease. So non-communicable disease, the other one is communicable diseases. So these communicable diseases occur due to germs, infection of germs or pathogens we can say, right. So first we will see more about what is non-communicable diseases. So first we will see what is non-communicable diseases. So these diseases do not spread, they will not spread from one person to another person. So that is why they are called as non-communicable, it will not spread, non-communicable diseases. So the diseases that do not spread from one person to another, and usually these diseases are due to lack of particular nutrients in our body or in the diet that we eat. So when we have a lack in that particular nutrients, we get these diseases, and these diseases as they are occur due to deficiency of nutrients, so they are called as deficiency diseases. So deficiency diseases. So non-communicable diseases are also called as deficiency diseases. So even the chewing of tobacco and cigarette smoking also lead to a non-communicable disease called cancer. So the cancer, obesity and the heart diseases, so these are also called as non-communicable diseases. So these diseases will not spread from one person to another person, and some deficiency diseases are scurvy, rickets and goiter. So scurvy due to lack of vitamin C, rickets due to lack of vitamin D in our body, and goiter occurs due to lack of iodine in our body. So let us see the condition of the deficiency diseases. So first we will see what is rickets. So rickets occurs when a diet contains lack of vitamin D. So if our body does not have required amount of vitamin D, we get this disease. So this disease is called rickets, R-I-C-K-E-T-S, rickets. So this rickets, R-I-C-K-E-T-S. So rickets. So these rickets disease occur due to lack of vitamin D. So vitamin D. So usually in this condition the bones will not be straight, you will have a bow legs. Bow means they will say will, right. So like that our bones will be like, our legs will be like a bended shape. So and also the bones will be very soft and it will not be hard, it will be very soft, and thereby it may lead to breakage of the bones. So this condition is called rickets. And the other one is scurvy, S-C-U-R-V-Y, scurvy. So, scurvy occurs due to lack of vitamin C. So, when your diet contains lack of vitamin C, you will get a disease called scurvy. So, scurvy is nothing but bleeding gums. Your gums will become very weak and even your joints also will become very weak, and thereby it leads to bleeding. So, that is called scurvy. Scurvy is nothing but bleeding gums. And the third one, goiter, G-O-I-T-R-E. Goiter. So, goiter occurs due to deficiency of iodine. So, iodine is a mineral, right. So, this iodine, when our diet contains lack of iodine, or if our body is lack of iodine, we get this goiter disease. So, this goiter, in this goiter disease, the person will have swelling in the neck region. So, there will be enlargement of the neck region. So, this is called goiter. And the last one is anemia, A-N-A-E-M-I-A. So, anemia occurs when our body lack of iron. So, if our body does not have a required amount of iron, we get a disease called anemia, A-N-A-E-M-I-A, anemia. So, anemia is a symptom that shows paleness in the eyes and paleness in the skin, and even the nails will be like a spoon shaped nails. So, usually these persons will have very weak, and they are if they do any physical activities, they become very weak and they will become very tired. Okay. So, next let us see, there are some more diseases that occur due to nutrients. So, first we will see about night blindness. So, night blindness occur when a person diet is lack of vitamin A. So, vitamin A. So, night blindness is nothing but Malai Kannu. So, after 6 o'clock, due to the dimness, the person cannot able to see. So, this is called as night blindness. So, a person not able to see in the dim light. So, with the help of sunlight only he can able to see, but once there is dim light, he cannot able to see. So, the rich foods are leafy vegetables, carrot, papaya, mango, milk, egg yolk. So, usually all the yellow and orange colored fruits and foods contain high amount of vitamin A, which is good for our eyes as well as for our skin. Next one, beriberi, B-E-R-I-B-E-R-I. So, beriberi. So, this is a condition where the person have a problem with the metabolism. So, this condition occurs when a person diet is lack of vitamin B1. B1 is also called as thiamine. So, when our body does not have vitamin B1, we get this beriberi. So, usually the beriberi symptoms are weak muscles and nerves, and they get mostly cramps. Cramps means maruthu poradhu, they will say, right. So, these persons will get the symptoms of these things, and the rich foods that persons has to eat is unpolished rice. Unpolished rice means mostly the boiled rice, pulungalarsi they will say, right. And then cereals, milk, peas and meat. So, mostly the whole grains which contains vitamin B1. So, if that particular person eat that particular rich foods, they can cure the beriberi, right. The next one, scurvy, as I told you, because of vitamin C, and the symptoms is bleeding gums, swelling of joints, and the foods that they should eat is citrus fruits, amla, guava, tomato and apple. So, when they eat foods that are rich in vitamin C, they can cure the scurvy. So, the next one, rickets. So, rickets occur due to lack of vitamin D. So, and the symptoms are soft bones and bow legs. The legs will be like a bow, and then the main source is sunlight, fish and milk. So, fish, milk and even sunlight has a high amount of vitamin D. That is why you have to expose yourself into the sunlight. So, every day morning or in the evening, try to expose your skin under the sunlight to get more vitamin D in your body, which is good for your bones and teeth. And then goiter. So, the enlargement of the neck region, right. So, this occurs due to iodine deficiency, swelling of gland in the neck region, and iodized salt and seafoods are rich in iodine. That is why they are incorporating iodine into the salt. So, why we are calling it as iodized salt? The salt which contains iodine. So, that is why it is called as iodized salt, and then seafoods are rich in iodine. The next one, anemia. So, anemia occurs due to deficiency of iron in our body. So, if we do not have proper iron, there will be lack of formation of blood in our body. So, thereby the person gets tired easily and they look very pale, and the rich foods are leafy vegetables, jaggery, ragi, dates and bajra. So, these foods contain high amount of iron. So, thereby when that particular person eat high amount of iron rich foods, they can cure the anemic problems, right. So, the next one we will see about communicable disease. So, almost we saw about the non-communicable diseases. Non-communicable diseases are also called as deficiency diseases. They will not spread from one person to another, and the examples of non-communicable diseases are scurvy, goiter, rickets and anemia, right. So, communicable diseases. What is communicable diseases? Just opposite to non-communicable disease. So, communicable diseases spread from one person to another. So, that is why we have to make sure that if there is a communicable disease person, sick person is there, we have to be always careful with that person, because we should not be get infected. So, the diseases that spread, that spread from one person to another. So, if a person gets infected, the next person who is having contact with them, that person also gets infected. So, the diseases are caused due to germs. So, usually all the communicable diseases are spread due to germs. So, they occur due to germs. So, what are germs? Germs are nothing but microbes or pathogens, we can say. What are the germs? Bacteria. So, bacteria, virus, protozoa, this is protozoa, and then fungi. So, these are the germs that cause communicable diseases. So, these communicable diseases are also called as infectious diseases, or it can be called as contagious diseases, right. So, let us see what are the diseases that is caused by bacteria. So, bacteria causes diseases like plague, tuberculosis, typhoid, pneumonia and cholera. So, plague, P L A G U E, plague, tuberculosis, it is almost we can call it as TB, right, Carcinoid they will say, and then typhoid, T Y P H O I D, typhoid, and then pneumonia. So, P N E U M O N I A, pneumonia, and then cholera, C H O L E R A. So, cholera. So, these are the diseases that is caused by bacteria. So, you can see a person infected with the plague and TB person you can see, right. So, the next disease we can see typhoid. So, you can see that typhoid, usually typhoid is associated with the fever symptom, right, and then pneumonia. What is pneumonia? So, pneumonia is accumulation of water in the lungs. So, the person cannot able to breathe and thereby it will lead to death. So, these diseases caused by bacteria germ, right. So, next we will see about virus. So, diseases that occur due to virus germs are common cold. So, usually we get cold, right. So, that is due to virus, and then polio, P-O-L-I-O, polio, and then measles, M-E-A-S-L-E-S, measles, flu, F-L-U, flu, AIDS, and then chicken pox, C-H-I-C-K-E-N-P-O-X. So, common cold, Jaladosham they will say, polio, and then measles, Tattamai they will say, and then flu, AIDS, chicken pox they will say, they will say about the chicken pox, right? You can see the chicken pox, measles, cold and polio. Polio usually it attacks our nervous system, and thereby the person cannot able to walk by themselves. So these are the diseases that are caused by virus. So next we will see about protozoa. Protozoa is also a germ like bacteria and virus. So protozoa causes diseases like malaria, Kala-Azar and amoebic dysentery. So malaria, what is malaria? Malaria is a disease that is caused by the bite of female Anopheles mosquito. What is the name? Female Anopheles, Anopheles. So when a person have malaria, so when a female Anopheles mosquito bite the infected person, so the female Anopheles mosquito gets infected, and this mosquito carries the germs along with it, and when it bites a healthy person, the female Anopheles mosquito injects the germs into the healthy person, and thereby the healthy person also gets infected with malaria. So malaria is usually associated with symptom of fever. And then Kala-Azar. Kala-Azar is also a disease. You can see a person have the Kala-Azar disease. And amoebic dysentery. So what is amoebic dysentery? In amoebic dysentery we can also call it as Bedi. When there is an infection in your intestine, so usually it affects in your intestine. So when there is an infection in the intestine, you will get pain in your abdomen, and thereby there will be loose motion, they will say, right? Bedi, they will say. So these are all the diseases that are caused by protozoa, right? So next we will see about a germ that causes diseases. What is that? Fungi, F-U-N-G-I. So fungi is also a germ that causes diseases. So what are the diseases? Like skin infections, athlete foot. So skin infections, you can see there is infections on the skin. So usually the skin infection occur due to fungi germ. And then athlete's foot. What is athlete's foot? Athlete's foot in Tamil they will say Chethu Punnu, they will say. Usually it occurs in between the legs, right? So you can see below the legs. So this is called athlete's foot. In Tamil it is called as Chethu Punnu, right? And usually this diseases occur due to fungi. And two more diseases also. Ringworm. So what is ringworm? So ringworm is R-I-N-G-W-O-R-M. So ringworm, in Tamil it is called as Padar Thamarai. So this ringworm is also occur due to fungal infection. And then your dandruff. So your dandruff also occur due to fungal infections, right? So this fungi also causes diseases. So what are the diseases that are caused by the germs? Bacteria we saw, virus, yes, protozoa, and then fungi, right? So now let's see some diseases with their symptoms and the preventive measures that should be taken, right? So tuberculosis, I already told you what is tuberculosis. In short we can say TB, right? Carcinoid, they will say. It will they will have problem with the lungs. So they have cough, fever, weakness and weight loss. So there will be drastic weight loss will be there. So these persons have this kind of symptoms, and what preventive measures that we can take is vaccination, BCG vaccination. So usually when a baby born, within 2 days, after the baby born, immediately they will inject one injection, right? So in Tamil they will say Tholusi, they will say. So that Tholusi is nothing but your BCG vaccination to prevent the tuberculosis, right? Next one, typhoid. So typhoid persons will have the symptoms of headache, fever and stomach upset. So headache means talavali, fever joram, and then stomach upset, okay. So what are the preventive measures? So proper sanitation and make sure that safe drinking water and sanitary disposal of excreta. So they should have a proper hygiene, they should maintain a good hygiene. And then next we will see conjunctivitis. What is conjunctivitis? When there is an inflammation in the conjunctiva, so usually there will be redness. So the symptoms are redness of the eye, tearing, discharge of the pus. So they will get white color pus out of the eyes. So these are the symptoms of conjunctivitis. So what are the preventive measures that we have to take? Yes, we should not touch our eyes with dirty hands and dirty handkerchief, right? And then you should not share the towels and handkerchiefs. So if a person has conjunctivitis, you should not share the towels or handkerchief with that particular person, right? The last one we will see about malaria. So malaria, I told you the symptoms are fever, constant shivering. There will be mostly shivering means nadukam, okay. So what are the preventive measures? Avoid stagnant water around the place. So we should always see that there shouldn't be any stagnation of water near our house, so that it will lead to help in breeding of mosquitoes, and thereby it leads to malaria to the other persons and all. So these are the preventive measures and the symptoms of these diseases, and you can see the picture of the conjunctivitis. So this is the conjunctivitis, a person who has conjunctivitis. So there will be inflammation, redness in the conjunctiva. So they will have redness in the eyes. So conjunctivitis is also occur due to bacteria. So this is also a bacterial infection, right? So in this class you almost learnt about diseases and what are the types of diseases, communicable diseases, non-communicable diseases, and how does the communicable diseases spread, and you learned what are the germs like bacteria, what are the diseases that are caused by bacteria, and what are the diseases caused by fungi, protozoa, and then virus, right? So these diseases are your hard words, right? So what you have to do is write these diseases again and again, at least for 5 times or 10 times till it reads in your mind. You write the hard words at least 5 to 10 times, so that it will be easy for you to write in your 1 marks as well as in your 2 marks also, right? So these are the things that you have learned today. So in the below description itself you have the subject material and then question bank and self assessment. So take that and go through the lesson and go through the video and try to answer the self assessment, right? So that we will come to know how far you have understood the topic, right? Thank you, children. So we from Bharatidasana Metric Higher Secondary School, we do have a nutrition department in our school. We ensure the students to eat healthy foods, and we always educate the students with what are all the